Good morning from Valletta. We have arrived back in Malta. I was going to, or I did try to film our sailing because I thought it would be a beautiful sailing, but we got in before 6 o'clock, no, before 5 o'clock we had arrived, so it was already pitch black. It was still pitch black, so we wouldn't have seen anything anyway. But we are currently refueling for next cruise. Azura is off to Greece today, so tonight she'll be setting sail for Greece. There is a sort of container or some sort of ship there with some tugs, and I don't know if you can see between sort of Azura and this building with the flags and the lovely yacht over there, there is a Virgin Voyages ship. So that is coming in to dock. It's a little bit cloudy today in Malta, but the sun should come out and it should be quite a nice day, I think, for people on board who are staying in Malta for the day and doing the next week's cruise. For us, it is home time. We have to meet in about 20 minutes in the Meridian restaurant, and then we'll get our coach transfer home, or to the airport anyway. So it's been a really good cruise. I'm going to do, as I said yesterday, a full review of the cruise. That'll be a separate video that will come at the end of this cruise vlog series. But it's been a really good cruise. We've really enjoyed ourselves. The ports have been fantastic. We have enjoyed visiting all the ports. They were all new to us. Which I think is probably why I'm so tired, because we've done try to fit in so much, whereas if it had been a port we had maybe done before, we could have taken it relaxing and maybe have not have gone so full force. But it is done. We are heading home today, and I will take you along for travel day. Probably won't be a particularly long video as we are traveling, but we will see what happens, and I'll talk you through the disembarkation process as well. So you would have seen in yesterday's video, and I'll sort of input it, I'll sort of show you on this as well, but we were given our disembarkation information on Tuesday. Today is Thursday, so Tuesday evening we were given our disembarkation information when we were leaving Dubrovnik. That set out what time our luggage needed to be out. So luggage needed to be out by 2 AM at the latest this morning for them to sort through and organise ready to go to the airports. Then, so luggage had to be out by 2 AM. It gave your time to meet in the Meridian restaurant. There was also a few that I think were meeting in the Playhouse as well, for flights home, and what time your meeting time was to get the coaches. A reminder to check your onboard accounts, if you had any, and this is me, not them, if you had any remaining onboard credits, spend it, otherwise you lose it. And that if you had anything like in the casino, to cash out. I think that was pretty much it. Yes, so we'll go through disembarkation. We're not going to have breakfast in the ship today. It's a little bit too early, and we don't have time for the main dining room. I'm not sure if you could have ordered room service today, but I think the earliest room service time, yeah, so the earliest, this is the room service menu, by the way. There we go. The earliest time for room service is 7 to 7:30, so that would have been a little bit too tight for our liking, because they have come at about 7:30, just before 7:30. So no breakfast, we'll get sunk at the airport. The transfer time on the coach from the airport to the port was around 20 minutes, so I anticipate it will be back. It will be around the same. Sorry, I just had to come out of the sun then. We're not going to see our cases, so we put them out last night about 10:30, 11ish, and we will now not see our cases until we arrive back in Bristol. That applies to quite a few of the flights. So I'm not sure if it applies to charter and scheduled, but I know certainly for charter that is one of the bonuses of charter, or Virgin starting to reverse. That is one of the benefits of charter flights, is that you don't have to pick up your luggage at the baggage carousel, you don't have to worry about checking it in when you're returning. So a real bonus. I think that's probably it for now. I'm just gonna do my last bits of hand luggage packing, just putting my bits and pieces in my bag, and then we'll be ready to go. Just doing our last minute cabin checks. That is the bathroom, emptied and cleared. Just check the wardrobe area. Check up the top as the bedding and that for the next cruise. And then this is our cabin. So yeah, all done. I've checked the drawers, I've checked the cupboards, checked the little hidey hole. We are good to go. Let's go to the Meridian. Oh, that's our bill.
Right, you okay?
Yeah. Yeah. To deck 5.
You can leave them on tables and we'll more than happily take them off you, so go to the officer's alcohol fund. No, not serious, but actually we'll recycle them for you, but they won't allow through security, so please just double check your hand luggage. If you have any liquids over 100 millilitres, you can leave them on the tables and we will recycle them for you. So sit back and relax, and in the next few minutes we'll start the disembarkation process for the Bristol flight. We disembark you in groups so you can join your coaches. So we are going to start with the first 36 of you. So my lovely colleague, who's given us a lovely wave in the centre, as soon as he has chosen your table or where you're sitting, you're going to come over to myself by the door, and then we'll disembark you down to your coaches. Please make sure you have your cruise cards ready into hand, and make sure you have all your hand luggage with you.
Thank you. Off the ship in time to find the coaches, which are just there. Say goodbye to Azura. Goodbye, Azura. Virgin Voyages in. The transfer from the port to the airport took around 15 to 20 minutes. It was a very smooth transfer process, and once at the airport we headed straight to security as our bags had been sent from the ship to the plane, and we wouldn't see them until we arrived in Bristol later that day. Security was quick, but Malta Airport didn't have the new security scanners, so we did need to take things out of our bags such as electronics and liquids. Please keep this in mind when packing your hand luggage, and pay attention to the screens around the security area that tell you what you need to do. Once through security, we headed through duty free to the departures area. The departures area is not very big and it was very busy. There are not many places to eat, but we did manage to pick up some pastries and water in a Pret style coffee shop. We were advised to head through immigration as early as possible as there could be queues. Once our gate was announced, we headed to immigration. There was a small queue, but it went quickly. We had our passports stamped, and then we were in the outside of the EU departure area. This area is quite small given the number of passengers and flights going out to the UK, particularly on a cruise changeover day such as a Thursday. We had over 3 hours at the airport, and I felt this was too long as the airport isn't very big and there isn't much to do, especially once you are through immigration. There is a Costa past immigration, but with the number of flights going out, there was very little seating to accommodate the number of passengers within the area, with hundreds having to stand, which made it very difficult to move around the area to the toilets and having to sit on the floor. When it was finally time to board the plane, we took a short bus ride from the terminal to where the planes were waiting. On board and getting ready for takeoff. This is the same situation. So USB-C or USB table, safety information, and room for water.
On board this TUI 737 MAX flight back to Bristol. I'm the first officer. Flight time today is just over 3 hours. We're looking to go as soon as possible. We have a slot time though, so if there's a short delay after this PA, then it's just us waiting for our permission to start. I will talk to you again when we get into the cruise to update you on the flight. Thank you.
The flight was good and I slept for most of it. Once we landed in Bristol, we took a bus from our stand to the arrivals area. We cleared immigration, which was super quick, and headed for baggage claim. It took a little while for suitcases to come out, but then we were on our way. We headed to the pick-up and drop-off area to order our Uber, but when we tried to order it, it would only allow us to be picked up from the new pick-up area. As we had never been there before, we walked over to the pick-up area, which is around a 10-minute walk away. We decided to order the Uber once we got there because we weren't sure how long it would actually take us. At the time of filming, Bristol Airport is having a new car park and transport hub built, so there is a lot of works being carried out. We found the pickup area, which was down ramps through the car park and out the other end, and once we got there we ordered our Uber. Interestingly, our driver then proceeded to call and ask us to go to the original drop-off area where we had started at, but we refused as we'd been told to go to this pickup area on the app. We got picked up and headed home. Always nice to drive past the suspension bridge on our way home. And that's it for Travel Home Day. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon for more travel adventures.